You already know what time it is. Time for another scary story. There was an old school in a small town. It was half abandoned, but the local kids still played there. One day, they found a dusty old book in the attic, filled with names and dates carved into the wood. They started carving their own names into the book, but soon they began to notice strange things happening around them. One day, after school, a boy named Billy stayed behind to check out the library. He was looking for a rare book when he heard a voice. "Get out," it said. He ignored it, assuming it was just the wind. But then the voice said, "I said, get out." And it repeated again, "I said, get out." Startled, Billy turned around, but there was no one there. Then he noticed the book in his hands glowing an eerie green. Suddenly, a figure began to form out of the pages. With a jolt, Billy threw the book down and ran. That night, unable to sleep, he heard scratching at his window. When he peeked out, he saw a ghastly white hand. Next day at school, Billy told his friends about the hand, but they didn't believe him. Later, during class, while the teacher wasn't looking, Billy drew a picture of the hand and the book. As he did, the pages in the book began to turn. Then the words started rearranging themselves, spelling out a message. Billy's heart pounded as the words formed, "Your time is running out." After school, Billy returned home, but the terror wasn't over. The scratching at his window began again, and this time, the ghastly white hand reached in and grabbed his pet hamster, Mr. Nibbles. Just like that, it vanished. Then he saw the book floating above his bed, and he knew he had to do something. He returned the book to the school, but this time it was locked up tight. So he climbed in through an open window. Inside, he made his way to the library, where he placed the book back on the shelf. As he did, the scratching noise started again, and this time it sounded closer than before. Then he felt something brush against his leg. Startled, he turned around, and that's when he saw her. The ghastly figure from the book stood before him, and she wasn't alone. Behind her, other figures emerged, their eyes glowing an eerie green. Together, they formed a procession, and Billy knew he had to escape. Racing for the window, he slipped and fell. As he lay there, he could hear them chanting, "Join us, join us, join us," but Billy refused. With a surge of adrenaline, he got up and stumbled home. The next day, he told his friends what had happened, but they didn't believe him. However, Billy knew the truth. The school held a dark secret, and he had narrowly escaped its clutches. Or had he?